What is a question you wish people wouldn't ask you? As a single dad, I wish people wouldn't ask me about my son's mother. 9 times out of 10, they just want gossip. I love the argument I have every year with the school, we need her contact info for emergencies. Nope, absolutely forbidden, and here's the documents backing up she lost all rights, and if you take a cursory glance at page 3 you can fill in the blanks as to why. She is to have 0 contact. We still need to be able to text her for important dates, and in the event of emergencies. Quote, I don't even have kids and this made me angry. What kind of bureaucratic nightmare do they live in that they can't understand the simple fact that the mother is bad news? You are doing it all wrong. You are supposed to just give them a completely made-up name, the more absurd the better, then give them the number for an phone line as her contact info. If they call you on it, tell them she works there and that is her preferred contact number, but she will only answer if they insist on talking to Mustafa. A lot of Fagina. That brings back some bad memories. I had sole custody of my son, and back in 1996 his mother showed up out of the blue, probably just got out of jail, after 3 years. The principal just handed him over without so much as a phone call to me until after he was on a plane with the ex. Took a month to get him back, had to go back to court and the judge was so he nearly threw her in jail. My son was in therapy for over a year because of that episode. The principal stood by her decision, but quit and left before a lawsuit was filed by us. And that sums up precisely why I won't rest on my laurels when it comes to Dudlett's safety. Kind of is this? Why though? Aren't you good enough in their eyes? I don't take it personal, the world is changing and think they go through the drumroll of parent after parent and some may or may not have their ducks in a row in regards to custody, then here's a random dude who has full custody. It breaks their script of information, causing a syntax error, and it causes the loop of they are told they need the information, so therefore they ask for it despite the information can't and shouldn't be made available. In bureaucratic organizations, the underlings might be afraid of getting out of line for the smallest of things for fear of being punished or scolded. They may understand the situation, but they've been beaten down so hard over the years to fall in line that when a special situation shows up, they either can't or don't want to handle it. So they get caught in that loop trying to force the situation back into regularity so nobody yells at them. Bureaucrats gonna bureaucrat. I feel you, man. I'm going through the same thing. Fortunately, people have been more understanding lately and don't question me as much. I'm a mom and this makes me annoyed on your behalf. Just. Oh, I've had the doctors mail her stuff, which blew my mind on how they were able to track her address when the county has trouble serving her a warrant. Trust me, there is no depth my annoyance hasn't sank to. This. Although it was somewhat funny and sad when the boys were younger, and they'd just blurt out, "She died." No more questions now? Let me get back to pushing them on the swing. Oh, so you're single then? My mother died when I was a child. People made idiotic assumptions about my father's ability to parent. Feed the kids, you know they don't eat at home. Honey, do you wanna talk about girl things? Oh, what's the name of your maid? I know you can't keep a house this clean. Was just coming to say the same thing. She died when he was 3 months old, he's 12. What color is this? Immediately after learning I'm colorblind. When are you getting married? People don't ask me questions. Why don't you have a girlfriend? Because I work weird hours and don't get to go out and meet people, also, I'm socially awkward as. Quit asking, Mom. When are you going to have children? Or variations of that question. Why don't you drink alcohol? If I give the real answer, people have a go at me for being depressing, but if I say I'd rather not explain, folk continually push for it. It's like being a non-drinker in Scotland makes you the equivalent of some rare wild animal to be studied. Edit, just for a tiny touch of extra info, I've never drank alcohol in my life, mainly due to things in my childhood, upbringing. I have monumental respect for anyone who has had alcohol problems and is working on being sober, though. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more similar content. Why are you wasting your time doing something that I enjoy doing? Are you okay? What's wrong, when clearly nothing is wrong at all? What's it like being a twin? My response is usually, I don't know, normal? What's it like not being a twin? We don't have special powers and we can't read each other's minds. We literally just look alike. Edit, I think some people are misconstruing the point I meant to get across. Being a twin and having that bond is awesome and unique. To me, a bond with a sister is just as unique because I don't have a sister, so I don't know what that's like. I try to explain it to people like that. I mainly meant to highlight that twins get asked some crazy questions that people are surprised by when they hear our answers. I.e., can you feel each other's pain, etc. We do have cues, twins speak, that we pick up on with each other, but you're going to have those with anyone you spend that much time with. I have no problem answering normal questions about twin life or growing up as a twin lol. Why are you so quiet? Quote. Why don't you get a haircut? How are you disabled? How's the job search going? There was a period on my life when I was unemployed for quite some time and struggling to find something. I absolutely hated being asked that question even though I know the person asking didn't mean any harm. It just made me feel like and gave me more anxiety about things. If I had good news to share, trust me I would share it with you, so please don't ask that question. Working in the emergency department on the trauma team, and previously working for the fire department, people ask me all the time, what's the worst, craziest thing have you seen? Or sometimes people reference some hospital TV drama or Chicago fire, etc., asking if it's really like the TV shows. I don't want to relive the worst things I've ever seen. There is a reason I go to therapy every week. And no, it's not like TV. Not every patient has some life or death thing. Most patients are like a walk-in clinic and could have saved loads of time and money going to an urgent care or calling their doctor. What do you do for a living? I got fired 6 months ago from my job and despite a few interviews and lots of applications, I'm out of luck so far. Now suddenly nearly everyone I meet is super interested in what I do for a living. I swear they would never ask that before. I hate having to tell people I'm unemployed. I used to get asked why I was single. All the time. I have no idea. Cousin Sheila, best friend, Karen from accounts, Tinder date, brother-in-law. If I did, then I would fix the problem. Now that I finally have my first boyfriend, almost at 30, I'm legit now copping, but I thought you loved being single, face with raised eyebrow. What happened to your neck? I have a big scar at my throat, had my thyroids removed because of cancer. It's never fun to tell the story and people are all like, I'm so sorry, after that. Definitely a way to kill the mood. Is that a violin? It says viola on the case for sake. How is everything going with the adoption process? I put on a brave face and answer optimistically when in reality the process has not been going well. I know people are genuinely interested and don't mean harm, but it's a tough question to answer without breaking down. Who are you and how did you get in my house? Why are you? I don't know why I'm. Why do you want to know so bad? Are you going to have another baby? Quote. When my child is not even 10 months old. Why don't you smile more? I'm not a happy person and see no purpose in hiding my pain behind a fake smile. A week after my mom died, I went back to work. I was working and an older male customer, I'm a young, came up to me and said, you should smile more. Quote. In a condescending tone. I said, oh excuse me for not wanting a smile when my mother has just died. Quote. He walked away pretty quick. Pause. I'm sorry that happened, especially since it probably took a lot for you to even be at work at that point. Why do older men feel this is an acceptable thing to ask? I once had like a 60-years-old man, never spoke to him in my life, ask me at the gym, "Why don't you smile?" while I was lifting weights. I'm like, dude, this stuff it heavy, I'd look like a psycho smiling ear to ear doing this. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more similar content.